just a moment. It's buffering just a little bit longer. Winding up, as we like to say. And that looks good. Okay, the meeting is yours, Madam Chair. If you need anything, let me know.
Okay, thank you. We will be calling to order the regular Parks and Recreation Committee meeting for July 2020. We'll start with roll call.
Wickert.
You're
Muted.
He's muted.
Tim, push the button.
There you go.
Did it work
There
now?
we go.
Yep.
Got it.
Present.
Pesh,
Here.
Garbutt's late and Henderson's late. Burkheiser,
Here.
Champagne,
Here.
Cast.
Here.
Thank you.
Next is communications. I believe Sarah has those now, right? And she's tardy, so we're late. So we'll pass that for now. Approval of minutes is next on our agenda. If anybody has a motion for that.
I'll make a motion. This is Champagne. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I'll second.
Support.
All right, motion by Champagne, second by Wickert to approve the minutes from June 22nd, 2020. Any discussion?
We do have to do a roll call. If there's no discussion.
All right, it sounds like there's no discussion. So Debbie, are you going to do the roll call?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Champagne,
Yes.
Wickert,
Yes.
Pesh,
Yes.
Cast,
Yes.
Burkheiser.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, next is public comments. If there's anybody from the public who has called in, you can press *9 if you want to be unmuted and share a comment.
Madam Chair, I do have a caller that would like to speak.
Okay.
Caller with the last 4 digits of your phone number being 9870. We will unmute your line and please state your name and address for the record. Go ahead, caller.
No, I'm just letting you know, this is Karen. I couldn't get into the regular meeting, so I phoned in on the hotline number.
Okay, we'll keep your line open then.
Okay, thanks.
All right, anybody else?
I see no other hands raised at this time, Madam Chair.
All right. Next is item 1, League and Community Service Organization Report. Emily sent most of those out in the packet for us to pre-read. Emily, did you have any other updates for today?
I have one from Pete Lesnar. He said they started camp on Friday. With that said, we had another very successful, although much more challenging camp due to all the extremely stringent COVID protocol that we instituted in order to ensure the safety of every person involved. Although we had our lowest attendance since we began, still we had 60 football players and 20 cheerleaders attend the camp, which, by the way, is the longest running football camp in the state of Michigan. Next, our league, Michigan Youth Football and Cheer, has decided that in the best interest of everyone involved to postpone our season by 3 weeks. So we will not officially be starting practice until September 1st. This is to once again ensure all mandated guidelines are adhered to, as well as monitoring the overall continued Michigan high school and youth football. They are working closely with Lakes Baseball and Legends Baseball to build continuous, strong relationships, looking out for the best interests of the community. And then Karen, I didn't get anything submitted from buyers, and I know Tim Bailey is on if they had a brief update.
So Dean didn't send you anything?
No.
So basically, I open the barn every Sunday. Masks are required. I have it posted on both doors, egress and outgress. People have been very good about complying. I haven't had any arguments. It's been very busy. I think it's because people have no place to go, so they come to buyers, thank God. We did cancel our event, so that's done. So what we're basically going to do is hold a meeting in August amongst the members outside at the park, at the picnic tables to say social distanced. And we're going to start working on the grounds. We're planning to stain the deck or polycoat the deck on the dress barn. We're going to stain the little barn. And then just do ground maintenance. Try to get rid of I guess we have 4 new groundhogs that some of the residents keep coming in and letting us know that they're early morning, late night at dusk is when they're most visible. So they watch them go underneath the farmhouse, underneath the wee house, which is the out porta potty. I mean, not the porta potty, the outside bathroom, and then they go under the dress barn. So we got to somehow get rid of them. Other than that, life as usual at Byers. Oh, and Emily, if you guys have wood chips, we would take wood chips.
I've got to check with Mark. Dean messaged me about that. We'll see.
Okay.
Karen,
Yeah?
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so this is Bob Burkheiser. I just wanted to tell you that when you get your dates for the things that you're doing, and I told Dean too, but if you would forward them to me, I can't make promises on what the Boy Scouts can do or not, but if there's something over there that's conservation oriented, so the cleanup of the property and maybe spreading wood chips or something, that might be something they could do. These boys are younger ones, so they're probably 11, 12 years old, maybe 13. But they do need to have hours and conservation hours. So keep that in mind.
That would be awesome. Can I ask you guys also another question?
You can.
Okay. The Hayes Creek side of Byers Park, I mean, going along the old storefront, when we go down quite often and we get comments from residents, it smells like sewage very often. And lately people have been noticing like there's a greasy, almost like oil. It looks like oil floating on top of the river through the Hayes Creek side underneath the bridge and then coming down the river. I had a customer 2 weeks ago ask if there was a leak in that sewage thing down at the end of the street that could be causing all the sludge and the growth in the river that's been going on. And I can't answer that question, but do you guys have an idea how we could address that question?
So we can, and I'm sure Emily will, but I think we should reach out to Jay and the engineering guys.
Yeah.
I don't know that who knows, but I know we had that corner property there. I don't know what you want to call it, at Carroll and Commerce and all that. That property, when the township took it over, was tested and looked at for any potential issues of leaking things, and it was clean at that time. I don't know what the heck would be in there, but if it's coming out of other stuff, I would think they could look at that.
If they don't know, they'll contact the DEQ. So
Right.
I'll send that.
This is Linda. Doesn't Oakland County have a storm and drain kind of guy?
They'll contact Jay. I'll contact them.
Right. We camera, we video all our sewers. Technically, all the lines get videoed. I believe it's every 3 years. So when that was done last and whatever, I have no idea. But yes, so we do that.
Okay. It really stunk bad 2 weeks ago. It really did. I mean, when I got there, it was the rainy day and you could smell it really, really bad. On extremely, extremely hot days, I'm only there really 1-2 days a week, but it was really bad 2 weeks ago. But if you guys go down and walk the property, you can see like there is like a greasy film floating on the riverfront. But that would be great. I really appreciate it if someone could check it.
We'll check into it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other League and Community Service Organization reports?
Looks like Tim.
Oh,
Interlakes.
Hi, Tim Bailey, Interlakes Girls Softball. We are holding a late season. We're got 190 girls registered that want to play ball. So we're starting practice this week Games will start August 17th and continue through about the third week of September. We're going to maintain our 4-night-a-week playing Monday through Thursday at 6:15 though. We typically had the 2 times for games, but due to sunset later on and number of girls, we're going to be able to do like 6:15. So we were real excited to see 190 girls actually sign up. We were at 120 and holding, and then all of a sudden it popped. I guess the word got out, and it's a real basic season. We're not having any sponsors or anything like that. Just enough to give the girls something to do for a while.
Good.
Sounds good. And then everybody else's reports were in the agenda packet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Item 2 is the Parks and Recreation Department report.
Okay, so then hold on. If we're not going through them all, I had a question on
Oh,
one,
sure.
and maybe Emily, you can. Of course, now I'm not going to be able to find it. It was the baseball. So Lakes baseball, something at the bottom. There's their last item on there, quote, need from the township. I have no clue what. I'm going to say what their need from the township was. Is there a?
There was 2, and let me see.
There's 2 items there. Number one, they were looking for a refund.
That was for
We
the
generally
field.
don't. Yeah, we generally don't pay back though. We usually pay our part of whatever
Correct.
it is. So, okay. So
They
did
know that now moving forward, but they had already
Okay.
paid the contractor, so that's been
Okay.
taken care of.
all right. And then the
And-
last one on there to me seemed. I don't know what I don't even know what it was. I think. Can you read it, or do we have it on our?
Status update on field usage agreement. That's what you and I met about.
No. Yeah, I know that.
Confirmation to
making it
Commerce
sound-
Township information for insurance on riders.
All right. I don't know.
And then the field 7 reimbursement, which,
Was that it? Maybe it was just the field 7. Let me take a look real quick. I'm jumping around from my.
Rachel's got it up on the screen.
Meeting dates. Is that for us? What is it says
No.
needs from the township meeting dates. I don't, so that's not us. What is that they're
They
looking
use the Richardson Center, which they haven't been
Okay.
able to do. So these are dates that he's given me to put into the book if.
for? Okay,
the
so
center's
that's for the,
available
all right,
this.
all right, all
Yeah,
right, all right.
that's what that is.
All right. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, yep.
All right. Any other questions on any of the league and organization reports?
None here.
All right. Item 2, Parks and Recreation Department report.
All right, so we're still serving lunches at the senior center. Those numbers are starting to fluctuate. We have high numbers one week, low numbers another week. Word's getting out, so we're having more people sign up, which is great. We are still able to offer that free to Commerce Township residents because of the CDBG money. We did get 100 pantry packs from Area Agency on Aging that we've been delivering. We are doing a senior center at home kit once a month and have had a good response to those. Unfortunately, we have to limit those, but that's been a huge response, and we're sending out activity books once a month for them. So trying everything we can to keep them active. We are allowing yoga to meet outside twice a week, and Tai Chi has come back to meet outside once a week. As far as parks goes, most everything's on the agenda. Construction is due to begin here very quickly over at Dodge Park for phase 2. The stumps at Hickory Glen have all been removed, and we are working on getting a time set up to walk. The board approved to move forward on the concept plans for Hickory Glen and the Richardson Center, so we're working on getting a date set up so that we can do that work.
Cool. Thank you.
And the concerts were canceled, but that's on here later, so.
All right. Next is the Township Board report.
Okay. So, we've had our meetings, combined, through Zoom. We weren't able to squeeze anything in. We're switching, and you may all know or may not, but we've had some other meetings for the township that have been bombed by inappropriate content coming across the meetings, and so that's why we've moved to this new format where there's dedicated links for us to have our meeting, and then for the public, that can view it and then dial in on the phone to prevent any potential issues. Obviously, the links that you guys have, if that was to get out, then that's how people could get in if they wanted to. So that was one of the things. I think things of interest from our last meeting that I think from a parks perspective, you probably might want to know. I mean, we've done a water study, water and sewer study on that. Actually, is better than we thought. But one is the Sleeth Road gravel pit brownfield development. So if you guys can picture where you come around on Benstein and head up Sleeth Road, there's the gravel pits out there, sort of before you get up to Sherwood. That is beginning to be looked at for some special funding, if that's what you want to call it, for potential cleanup and development. And I only say that so that as we look at things moving forward, there's potential over the years, more in a strategic point of view, of more people moving into that part of the township. So as things, I don't know, whatever, become available, or parks or whatever, that we need to consider that potentially down the line we could have folks, and that could be, if that was to go through, up to 200 plus homes in there. So, Bill?
Bob, does that back up the old Glenmore Golf Course that was sold?
Dude, I don't know. There's the very stuff that was right on, well, you know, really Sleeth Road bends around, but
Yeah,
as
I'm
Sleeth,
familiar with the gravel pit.
right, but
Trying to-
that first part is not involved. Whoever owns that didn't want to be involved in all this. It's the second piece of property further west on Sleeth. I don't know how far back it goes. This is just, is this something the township board would be willing to look further at? Because it does depend on the county and the state, and it's got to do with some special money, and there's some tax things in there that make it viable, those type things.
I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but going out Milford Road towards Livingston County, there are, I think, 2 or 3 developments that are built on old gravel pits out that way. On the north side of Commerce Road, actually, just between what is the road after Milford Road. But back up in through there, if you go out all the way out to past GM Proving Grounds, that way there are some that are very nice around gravel pits.
Yeah, it's a lot of it has to do with, and it's got to do with the rules of brownfield, but part of it is a cleanup thing, and the other part is you have to extend water and sewer to get out to that area, and that's a big infrastructure, and you know, big infrastructure commitment, I guess, whether it be the township putting it out there, or obviously the builder, developer putting it out there, and so there is some rules with the brownfield on what can be included and what can't. Anyway. There was a big discussion on it, and it is going to move forward to at least get more information on it. We did have some board appointments to zoning and planning. I don't know if there was really a whole lot else. Obviously, you guys know the decision officially was made about concert in the park. We did approve our Hickory Glen and Richardson Center concept plan development. Those were done. The stump thing was done for getting rid of some stumps. So things were moving forward as far as the parks things. And anything else that was real big deal that was really probably it that would potentially apply back to parks. So, any other questions? A lot of you guys are muted. So if you have questions, you got to unmute yourself. All right.
All right. Next on the agenda is the park liaison report, and we will start at the top of my screen and work our way down. So Dodge Park is busy and getting lots of use. Next is Bob.
So the Victory Park and what is it? Wise Acres?
Wise Woods.
I do that for you, Tim. Wise Woods across the street. I mean, there's nothing new moving forward on that. Last month, and this probably takes care of another topic, but last month we talked about a Boy Scout outing potentially being over on the Victory Park side. And I think because of the construction on Wise Road, since you can't get there from here type thing, and the ability to be able to have water and whatever the boys need, and having to then drive around the township, basically around the construction to get to water. The boys wanted to use the Richardson Center, so back behind the Richardson Center down near the lake. And I think, and the board approved that. We would traditionally come to parks for that, but because the troop needed to have an idea whether that was okay to do planning, we couldn't wait till basically tonight for a potential approval and have them start now. So they've been working on it for a week or so. So they're going to have a little mini, what I guess I'll call a mini summer camp. They're going to come in on a Friday night, August, I think that's the 7th, and they're going to camp the weekend. So Friday night, Saturday night, but then during the day on Saturday, Sunday, and I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're going to have, I guess, what would be called like a day camp. And they're going to work on some, depending on the age of the scout, some either Boy Scout requirements or merit badges, and, you know, play volleyball and do the stuff that kids do. And so anyway, if you're out and about, there should be some hopefully activity in that, I guess technically the second weekend of August in the Richardson Center area. And I think that's it.
All right, Linda?
I haven't been over to the park in a couple weeks, so I don't have anything to report, but I see Josh is on here. Josh has been playing ball over there. Josh, do you have anything you want to add?
Not really. I mean, we had a tournament this past weekend. They cleaned up a lot better than they did the previous one, but there still was a little bit of trash that we'll be cleaning up. Other than that, nothing really major. We don't plan on doing anything major to the park because because of zero revenue from not having a spring season. So that's pretty much it.
So the only thing I drove by there, Linda, and I guess for Josh, maybe, I'm not sure what the rules are, but there were a bunch of cars that were parked on the Glengarry Road side of the park, just like they pulled off the road up into the grass. So I'm not sure what rules you're given. If that was a tournament, was that run by you guys, or was this something that you were, I mean, traditionally we wouldn't want people parking in the right of way of the road, because technically that's the right of way of the road.
Yeah, that's good. That's good information. I wasn't made aware of that. So I'll make sure we reach out to Ron from FAST and let him know to let folks know they can't park there, because I'm assuming it was this past weekend. It was this past weekend, but I did have somebody else say something to me. I want to say a couple weekends before that there were cars that were parked up on the berm there. And I mean, hey, it's nice and convenient. I get that, but I just think there's some potential issues.
Yeah, I agree, because I think Chief Ellsworth has said in the past that what he doesn't like is people backing out and pulling out onto Glengarry.
Yeah, I'll make sure that there's communication, and I'll get with some folks. Maybe we can put some temporary sticks and signs like no parking, those little like things you buy from Home Depot.
We need to make sure that the trash is getting picked up too. I've got calls today from residents complaining about the amount of trash and face masks and stuff that has been left in that park. Again, I know you said they picked up better than last time, but we want to make sure that it's 100% picked up after an event.
Okay.
If you need more cans, let us know so that we can get you some ordered.
Yeah, we probably would, probably 3 or 4 more would be amazing.
Mark, will you make note of that for me? Thanks.
Tim, do you need more cans too? Was that the hand I saw?
We have some bigger cans on order. They're not here yet, but maybe we can get a few of the smaller ones if they have them.
Yeah, and we do, they are required to use Pete, the football folks dumpster. So it's been nice, like Pete said in his email, we're starting to work a little bit more closely together. It's just kind of like the end of the day kind of cleanup.
We'll see if we can get, maybe that'll help. So if we get some of those over.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hey, Josh, I had one of your, one of the moms from baseball text me. Unfortunately, she has my number. Complaining that the last 2 Thursday nights, the the outhouse guy was there to empty, and it just makes it really nasty. So I don't know who arranges. I think I did say something to Emily, so I'm not sure if you've already gotten this, but if it's something you guys arrange, maybe you can try and get them to at least do it during the day when there's no one there. And the stink level would drop down. Plus, I would think with all the cars and stuff there for baseball, it would be much easier to do when no one's there. So why they're coming in Thursday evenings, who knows? But anyway,
so they're coming in Thursday evenings in preparation for the weekend events we have. So even without tournaments, we have more baseball games on Saturday than we do during the week. So we try to get everything cleaned up. Why they do it after 5 o'clock, I don't know. I can ask though.
I've sent a message to them and did not get a response yet. You use Metro for yours as well, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so I have sent a message to him regarding ours, so maybe it'll help if you send one also.
Okay. So just so I get all the notes down, I got to make sure the garbage from the weekend, the
Parking.
Yes, thank you, and then the emptying of the outhouse.
Josh, I'll check with our DPW department, see if we have any no parking signs saying Village of Wolverine Lake owns that road. They may be able to install some no parking.
Okay, cool. Yeah, or even if I was gonna probably have somebody reach out to the sheriff and see if we can borrow some.
Yeah, the sheriff won't do anything, I don't think, because it's owned, that easement's owned by Wolverine Lake.
Okay.
I think I don't know. I'll do the background, and I'll let Emily and you guys know what I come up with, if anything.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next is Tim.
Real quick, Madam Chair, Chris Hanny has their hand raised. I'm not sure if they have a question or not.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hi, just an addendum to your report on Dodge Park. They did start construction today. All the fences are up. And there's a kind of an improvised way to continue through the bike path from the north end to the south end through the playground. They did say they were going to put some signs up to help both pedestrians trying to find their way through and cyclists and whatnot. But just a note for everyone, for about the next 3 weeks, according to Justin, is it
Jason?
No, Justin from Cross Construction. He's the project manager. I met him out there today.
Yep.
That main entrance into the soccer fields, that double gate, won't be accessible for about 3 weeks. So we'll have to go through that new southernmost entrance that right now is a chain. I put the padlock from the regular gate on it, so that combination can be used if someone needed to get in there.
Okay.
And the rest of it I'll talk to you about another time.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris. Tim?
I'm up north right now, so I don't know, maybe Tim Bailey has a report, what's going on, Tim?
Looks good, other than we can use a few trash cans. I did see that you guys had cut a tree down there earlier in the year. That looks good. It was in the parking lot kind of thing, a dead one, so that's great to see. But there's a fair amount of activity out there. Our travel girls have been using the fields quite a bit, and like I say, we're going to get going here this week.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, next is Bill.
Okay, there's activity over at Bicentennial. I mean, they see people are out and about. I mean, as soon as they can get outside and the weather's nice, which it's been, they are out there. So it's good to see. Other than that, I mean, when we get back to full bore and get to make the improvements we've got budgeted, it should be better. So
I have an update
nice
for
to see people out in the park.
I want to add something for Bicentennial too. So we had graffiti over there and we've had a few complaints come in about Bicentennial. So just to address that, I am trying to verify tennis court bids. I was hoping to have them for this meeting. I can't get a company to call me back. So hopefully that'll be on for next month as far as getting those
Thanks,
tennis
Emily.
courts redone. Okay.
Did you reach out to the one that gave us a bid before and they're not getting back?
Yes.
Huh.
Called them. I've called enough 2 messages and sent an email. So I've got calls out to new companies.
Too much unemployment money out there.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Nobody wants to work.
All right, next is Barb.
Well, I was there early on Saturday morning. The park was very full. There are about 2 parking places left, as a matter of fact. And I talked to several people, and most of them, I think like everybody, they're dying to get out. So they're out and around. And the Phragmites were taken care of that I talked to Mark about last time. And so that was good. Everything seemed to be pretty good shape. And the
Right.
sledding hill, interestingly, the grass, I told Bob today when I saw him, is as green as can be. And it surprises me with the lack of rain that we've had. So that's all.
Thank you. All right, Sarah, we're doing our park reports. I don't know if you've had a chance to get to your park this month.
Okay. Yep, I've been to the park, and there's obviously there's graffiti and stuff. I don't know if there's more. I noticed on Nextdoor that someone had complained about it. So if there's budget in there for cameras or oh, okay, hold on. Sorry. Let's see. Okay, better. If there's budget in there for cameras or something, but since it's a known hotspot for graffiti and for, kids to use, their recreational marijuana, if that would be something that we would consider.
We do.
Sarah, this is Mill Race side, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and we've had cameras in there off and on at different times. We've caught people off and on. They get, I'll say, prosecuted, not necessarily. I mean, supposedly they are supposed to scrub it off, but we don't get much. I was going to say support. I don't know if that's truly from the court side sometimes, but it's hit or miss. We put in, I guess you would call them deer cameras. So when someone comes over there, it takes pictures from the trees, and sometimes it does well and sometimes it doesn't. So we've tried that.
Okay.
Mark, can you answer too? We and you had talked about the anti-graffiti paint, and you were going to try to get samples of it.
Yeah.
How would that
Gotta
work?
Get a hold of that guy. See if he will give us at least a little bit to give it a try. Because we're over
What is
there.
that? What does it do?
It's you put it on like regular paint, and you can go over there with a spray bottle of water. You don't need high pressure, and
Okay.
it should wipe right off, he said. So let's see if he can give us a small sample, and we'll see what happens. But we're over there once or twice a week covering up bad words and anything that we feel is offensive.
Okay.
How much?
Yeah,
how much is a gallon? How much is a gallon of that paint? I mean, what are we
It's,
talking?
Probably over $100 for a gallon.
Wow.
You're paying
Is it
that. every time.
Sherwin-Williams?
No, it's a
Well,
different company. No.
If it worked, it'd certainly be worth it.
I was going to say, I mean, maybe we just buy, if we have the allotment, I'm sure we do, just
Yeah.
buy whatever a minimal amount is, a gallon, and then we'll just see what it does. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We didn't lose, we lost $100, but you're spending more than that in your time.
We have enough
Rubbing and
money in the
painting.
budget.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see if he can give us a sample. Let's see what it works.
If not, buy some.
Okay.
Sounds good. I've also had my almost 17-year-old son and all his buddies love to go to that park, and it's by one of the fishing spots that they like. So I've read them the riot act and told them, keep your eyes out, your ears open, anything you hear. We just had vandalism at our picnic tables at our local beach here in our neighborhood, and I reached out to my son's buddies and was like, hey, any idea who would have done this? And immediately we had the person. So I got my little squad out there helping me with it too. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well,
Informers.
something about
Yep.
the park. I have noticed that now that everybody is sort of confined, more and more cars and people are walking in that park than I've seen for a lot of summers.
Yeah, it's a nice spot. It is, and I think it went unnoticed for a little while, and now it's getting attention, both good and bad, for for the right reasons and for the unfortunate, garbage and vandalism issues. But I walked through there a couple times this month, and I'll just try and keep doing it over and just kind of making the frequency more often, and see if I can catch anybody in the act or whatever the case may be. Just keep an eye on it.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Sarah.
Yep.
All right, up next is the Village of Wolverine update. Linda?
Hold on. Do we have Carrie on our Park and Rec for the horse farm? We need to add her to our list.
She was gonna, I sent her the information. She was gonna try to call in. I'm not sure
Okay.
if she made it in
All
or
right.
not.
Nope, that's fine. Okay.
Other
We
than,
had talked to her today, though. Obviously, you know.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh, she's here.
I got it to work.
Yay.
Perfect. All right, do you want to
So
give
you
us
want a
a
report?
quick update? Yeah.
Okay, it says I'm unmuted. So we're doing lessons 6 days a week. We've started the equestrian team practices on Fridays. We've got, let's see, there's 6 different riders from 6 different schools, local schools, using our horses in the facility here. We're just working on getting things cleaned up, primarily working on the pastures on the east side of the barn, trimming down plant growing up on the fence and doing some repairs there. And then looking forward to an extended contract and getting some of the upgrades done. I guess this week it's going to get looked at to get the parking lot and graded and the crack in the foundation, put some bids out on getting that repaired. Other than that, are there any questions?
can we get you to give her a written report prior to the meeting like the other groups do?
I can do that.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Linda, with the Village of Wolverine update.
There's absolutely not anything other than the corn roast is not going to happen this first week of September.
All right. Thank you. Next is the maintenance department report. Mark?
Okay. Just want to bring attention, Scarlett's Playground is getting to be like a 7-day cleanup operation. I think we have enough cans there. Well, maybe we can get some more, put them in the middle of the parking lot, maybe some signs, and ask people to pitch in and pick up your trash. There's no reason to have diapers and poopy wipes in the middle of the parking lot, that we have to pick up all the time, because there's 10 feet away is a trash can.
Mark, are all the cans full, or are people just being pigs?
No, they're not. They're just being pigs, is what it is. So I think some signs, that we can put around the pavilion, somewhere in the, parking lot. We got the handicap poles. We can put some on there, just, help pitch in.
I'll order some.
That'd be great.
Maple
Maple
Glen.
Glen.
Common sense. Come on.
Well, yeah.
Okay, Maple Glen. We spent 2 hours today cleaning up trash all over the park. They need more cans. There's without a doubt. We took 4 from the Richardson Center and filled those up, and we probably could have used 10 more. Long Park got a roofing company that's doing a roof, and they've got some stone up there, and we want to take that to Long Park to fill in the erosion along the water line where the path leads. I'm hoping to get 20 yards for that. And I want to get started on the handicap platform where a wheelchair can get to it easily without falling off. The horse farm, we removed all the wood from that tree up against the foundation. Going to go there Wednesday and look for the septic tank and repair some lights, Jay said. So that's where we're at. Keeping busy.
Sounds good. Thank you. Next is Troop 308 summer camp update. Bob.
So I gave you guys the update. So if
Yeah.
you want to split it out or however, I mean, the boys are going to move that over into the Richardson Center. That's moving forward, and just working on locking up what merit badges they're going to do and that type stuff. So again, that'll be August 7th in the evening through, I believe, Wednesday of I think that's the 12th, but whatever the appropriate dates are. So.
Thanks. Next is item 8, Dodge Park, the gate for the emergency entrance for the soccer field.
Okay, so I honestly had a hard time getting these quotes as well, because as the asphalt companies, they're not wanting to work. I was told that a lot of the fence companies aren't actually even taking work. They're just strictly working for the utility companies. So I have included in your packet the Novi fence, which is what CW3 provided us. And they did check with them back in, I gotta find it. Or Todd, maybe if you can chime in here. They checked back in June, and I want to say that it went up to 1,400. I'll
That's
verify
correct.
that real quick.
That's correct.
1,400. And then we had Northern Fence Company that came in at 1,950, and the Bland Fence Company that came in at 2,440. So this is for what was the construction entrance onto that third soccer field. They want to leave that open as an emergency access point if they needed to get a medical emergency or something out on that field. So we obviously need to put a gate in. And it was, I believe last year, the Parks Committee decided that would be something the township would pay for. So I'm here to get approval.
All right, any discussion?
So I kept trying to move your screen. It's not working. So I think the lowest one is the Novi fence. Is that correct?
Novi fence, yes.
Okay.
I did get a verbal quote from Russo as well, and he was well over this.
So
I'll make a
is,
motion to,
all these are apples to apples? These are all the same thing? We're going to get what we want? They're all, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the Novi fence bid.
I'll support that.
Was that Bill supporting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
All right, any discussion?
So one quick one, Emily, did you ask them to look at the, for lack of call, say addition of the butterfly garden piece or?
No, because
no.
we're gonna look at that with what's going on at Dodge Park.
Well, this is Dodge Park. What do you
Well,
mean,
I
what's
meant,
going on?
can't, aren't you in my head?
The playground?
Scarlet smile. I knew what I meant.
You mean with the what the heck is that thing called? The bathroom?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
You did know what I meant.
Well, I had to think.
And did you say, Emily, that the total cost increased up to $1,400?
$1,410.
$1,410.
Yep, I just looked it up.
Perfect. Any other discussion? All right, motion by Wickert, second by Petch to approve the quote from Novi Fence for the emergency entrance for the soccer field not to exceed $1,410. And I believe now we do a roll call.
It looks like it's 1,140 to me.
No.
They
No.
corrected it.
They correct?
That's last September's bid. They gave it to us September 2019, so it's a year old.
Well, they
so
just
they've
switched the
updated
4
it.
and the 1,
They just switched it. It's dyslexia.
Pretty much.
pretty much. Convenient. We just let us move one over.
That's what happens when you wait.
Yeah.
So we have a roll call vote?
Yep.
Wickert,
Yes.
Pesh,
Yes.
Champagne,
Yes.
Henderson,
Yes.
Cast,
Yes.
Burkheiser,
Aye.
Garbutt.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried unanimously.
All right.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is the CW3 request for sign. Emily, was there an agenda item for this in
There,
the packet?
No, Todd's on. I'm gonna let him speak to it. So they've made this request and I have sent them over our current sponsorship policy and everything, so they're aware of that. And I will let Todd speak to what they're looking to do out there.
Okay, hi, everybody. So what we're looking to try to do, similar to, I guess, to maybe what they have at Hickory Glen, we would like to try and put a sign maybe out at Commerce Road. Obviously, it would have to be set back as to not impede sight lines, just to advertise the 3 fields, home of CW3 soccer, something of that nature, similar to what some of the baseball groups have within the township.
Todd, is that Commerce or South Commerce you want to put the sign on?
You know what? South Commerce.
South Commerce.
Okay.
So that was
I'm going to
one.
ask, I'm not aware of any of our, I'm trying to think here, what parks have signs out at the road, like near our park signs that are advertising Hickory Glen, Maple Glen, football? I can't think. Where are you talking, Todd?
At Hickory Glen, when you pull in, it'll say home of like Lakes Athletic.
And
Right.
Braves
So when
football.
you pull in,
It's
it'll
in the
have
lot.
something there, but it's
Right.
not at the road. Okay.
Right.
So I get that. Matter of fact,
I'm just trying to open a conversation. That's all.
Okay. So either way, this would go to the township board.
Right.
They're not very anxious, at least if we base on what the requests from Hickory Glen on the whatever you call those screens and how they wanted to get advertisement and those type things on there. That was not something the board was in favor of in general. So I'm not sure where to go. And to be honest, there was also comments that since Scarlet has been built and it's not under construction, that those signs should come down. If we want to modify our park signs for each of these, I mean, that's a different conversation to say, I'll just say Dodge Park, home of, or list out the activities that are in there. I don't know. I mean, that's different comment.
I think we had that discussion at one time, is about hanging placards under the signs, is that you would drop one down to say, home of CW3, or, Maple Glen, Lakes Athletics, and Commerce Little League. But those were all that we talked about originally, was to drop something under and including an address. So if somebody could, Waze it or something like that with the correct street address.
Our other thinking was to possibly hang something on the fence, on the fence line there by Scarlett's, if this was not taken to the board, I guess, if you will.
Well, the baseball, certainly they hang signs on their fencing, and it's seasonal. That's one of the big things. It's not going to be a year-round thing that's up. I mean, certainly I think there's the ability to discuss things, and we can put that on an agenda for the board to get feelings on it. We have a general discussion meeting tomorrow, but it's pretty packed. So this is what month, July. So the next one it's quarterly. So whatever the heck the next one would be, what is that, October, I guess. We could discuss those types of things, unless you were looking, I don't know, you were looking at doing something right away. Were you trying to do something now?
Not in this permanent fashion. My plan B to this, candidly, Bob, could we put up a temporary banner on the fence just to advertise registration and what have you? Because our current situation is, our partnership with Walled Lake Community Schools is, we all know what school is right now. It's brutal, and parents are getting just inundated with emails. Walled Lake Community Ed has pretty much shut down all the community ed. So much of our target audience, we're having a hard time targeting right now, thanks to COVID. So that's, if we left it out there for a month until we start soccer after Labor Day. I mean, Scarlet Park is busy. I mean, that's how the traffic is at Dodge. Just for a tad bit more of advertising to bring some registration in, or help, I should say.
I would think that a banner, in my opinion, would be fine to put up along the fence lines and stuff like the rest of the sports organizations do.
I mean, it'd be temporary. I'm not, I'm not saying
Sure.
they're all fall by any means, obviously, so. So that's a,
Well, I don't know if we need a motion
so
or
you
anything.
guys need to motion that?
I would.
I'll make the motion that we allow CW3 to put up a temporary notification of registration phone numbers for the fall 2020 soccer season.
I'll second that.
All right, any discussion?
You got your jersey on now. Baseball starts in 20 minutes. Linda? Oh, all right, Tim, way to go.
So I guess I'm still struggling. Now, where do you think you want to hang this? Because if you're hanging it on a fence line that's inside the park, is that what you're talking about?
That's what I would do for now. Truthfully, that's the best I'm gonna get.
Because no one's going to see that from the road. So the only people who see that happen to be the people that drive in there.
Correct.
There's a lot of people in there right now.
But in the past, you guys have put things out by the road. We've allowed you to put up the banner out by the road.
Correct.
I mean, it wasn't in the right of way, it was back in the park, but what was that banner for?
It was for club tryouts is what that's for. And that, you're absolutely correct. That actually set so far back off of the road, it was almost to like, I don't want to call it weeds, but the higher grass. I mean,
have you asked anybody, or do you know anyone over at the Multi Lakes, and their fence runs right along there? I mean, that's sitting on South Commerce Road. I don't know if they would allow you to do something for 30 days. I don't know if you know anyone over there. Do you know folks there to ask or no?
I know one member there.
I can get you in touch with the president over there.
I don't know.
It's just a thought. I mean, I'm just trying to see where you can get better.
I mean, I'm not going to be. What I'm trying to avoid is, I know some other organizations around town have put out those little signs, and I've seen them at the schools or on the road sign.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going that route, or even
you better
gonna
be careful with your road signs, because we have our road guy driving around, ordinance guy pulling signs, especially now.
He goes on vacation Friday.
Man. Holy moly, it's awful. The signs all over.
Yeah.
You got to stay out of the right of way.
Yep. So.
Okay.
Okay, that's my discussion.
Is the motion to put it more towards the park entrance or more towards the fence line?
No, my motion was to allow them to put it up on the fence line inside the park. If they get permission from Multi Lakes, that's not our jurisdiction. They can do whatever they want over there.
Is the fence line going to be visible with the construction? If that double entrance is closed, it might not be a good.
Chris, do they have any equipment on the north side of the fence?
From Scarlett's playground, you'll be able to see that field number 2 or the.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You'll be able to see that fine. And then if you put one on the field number 1 fence, you'll see it from the parking lot. So maybe one on each, something like that. And that's stuff we've done in the past during tryouts and whatnot. We've never really done it for many of the rec programs, just because they're so, they're usually only a week long. But now with the plan to move all of that onto field 3, the new field, it would definitely be a benefit, I believe.
Could one go by the entrance to field 3 too?
Yeah, once we have a gate.
Well, just in the grass next to where the emergency exit will be.
Sure, we could put a temporary sign there.
I'm sure.
Because then everybody driving in will see it for sure.
Right. No, that's a very good point, Rachel. Very good point.
I agree. Let's move along. I got a motion out there.
Okay, should we modify it so it's not just the fence line, but put it in the park?
More than one place in the park?
Well, I mean, as long as it's not out on the road where we wouldn't want it. The inside, if they want to put one on field 2 at the beginning of it and field 1 on the other end, or it can be seen. I don't have a problem with that, as long as they're temporary signs for the 2020 season. And then we can address the issue down the road.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Does that
All right.
work, Todd?
That's all I can ask.
All right.
All right.
Thank you,
Motion
Bill.
Thank you.
by
Hold on, you're next.
Petch. Motion by Petch, second by Garbett to allow CW3 to put up temporary signs in Dodge Park for fall registration. And now I believe we will go to a roll call vote.
Pesh,
Yes.
Garbett,
Yes.
Burkheiser,
Yes.
Wickert,
Yes.
Cast,
Yes.
Champagne,
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is the Eagle Scout project. Is
Okay, hold on a second.
Eagle Scout
He's
there?
here.
Okay.
He's here. I guess got to drag him over here, and then I got to pull my earphones out. So hold on. Can you guys hear now?
Yes.
All right, let me turn the volume up. All right, you guys have your attachment, and what I'm going to do is have.
Bob, we can't hear you now.
We lost you, Bob.
Unmute.
He doesn't have his earphones in.
Can you hear him?
Hello.
We can hear you now.
Okay. I'm William Long. I'm a Life Scout in Troop 308. And the past few winters, I have seen at the Commerce Park, Snowy River. I've also noticed that sledders, when they went down the hill, they would stop and there was collisions. So I'm also going to be placing a few signs on the hill to
Mr. Burkheiser, lost your audio feed. Mr. Burkheiser, if you could relocate your device, I think you may be a little too far from the transmitter. Unfortunately, we lost your audio feed, Mr. Burkheiser.
I sent him a message.
Well, I think we all read it. We read his proposal, so we can nod.
Okay. So what was the question?
There, I
Oh, we
got
can
it.
hear now.
Oh.
We couldn't
There we
hear
go.
you.
Sorry, I didn't know if you had a question. So he was trying to explain this. There's a clamp that'll go on each pole, and then vertically would be the railing would run through that. So it'll run up the fence line, hopefully
Well, why don't
to
we
keep
just
people
go
from
for a
sliding
tow
around.
rope?
Well, actually, that's
Make
what
a
I
whole
said.
tow rope.
Just put one up there, put knots in it, and just let the darn thing run. All you have to do is hold on and slide up the hill. So
There you go.
got to sell. You're gonna have to sell tickets though. That'll have to be 25 cents a ticket. And so, Bill, you're gonna sit at the bottom and sell them.
Well, season passes. That's all I'll sell. Season
There you go.
passes.
That's it. That's it.
Don't put knots in it. You'll rip your arm right out of your socket.
That's why. That's right. That's why they don't want to.
Yeah, you just got to get those
put
gloves
that in.
with the extra reinforced padding in them for let it friction slide till you get a grip.
Yeah.
So
No,
anyway,
it sounds very good.
he needs some initial approval to begin one, fundraising, but two, to go over and look at. I mean, if there's no reason to move forward, then he'll look for a different project. So if you guys are good, he'll
Barbara, you want to take this one, Barb, since it's your area? I'll support.
Oh, I would like to support him in doing this. I think it would be a wonderful thing.
Would you like to make the
Okay.
motion?
I make that a motion that we allow
Right, I'll second that.
to do that.
All right, motion by Garbett, second by Petch to allow the Eagle Scout project to put in the fence and the signs at the bottom of Snowy Ridge. Any further discussion?
It's actually a fence rail.
Fence
that
rail,
for-
thank you.
Yes.
All right, if there's no further discussion, I think we can do a roll call vote.
Sorry, my mute wasn't turning off. Garbett,
Yes.
Pesh,
Yes.
Henderson,
Yes.
Wickert,
Yes.
Champagne,
Yes.
Burkeiser,
Thumbs up, yes.
I don't
Okay,
think.
and
No.
Is that four yeses?
pass.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried.
All right, next is the concert in the park update for 2020.
So we kind of covered that already, but the board did decide to cancel the remaining concerts due to the new order of having to wear masks in public and just a lot of uncertainty. So we went ahead and canceled for 2020 and hoping to come back strong in 2021.
All right, thank you. Item 12 is the public safety tower plans for Bicentennial.
So this is overwhelming material, but it's actually very simple. They just want to do enhancements, but looking into this, their original lease is for a 30 by 30 space. They're still going to stay within that 30 by 30 space. So it's basically here just for your knowledge to know that they are going to be doing some improvements. They will be extending the fence. We will lose some park space, but it's not any park space that wasn't already included in the lease that they held. So
They aren't putting up cell towers on there that we're going to lose revenue
it's
on.
the emergency tower. It's the 911
Okay.
tower that's
Well,
already there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know that, but I just wondered if they were going to hang more commercial business on it. And
No.
we're not going to see any revenue from again.
Yeah.
So we don't get we the park don't get anything out of it? Can we hit them up for something?
It's already there. We already have a lease. This board's off the hook for that.
Is there anything we need to vote on then?
No, it's just here for your knowledge to make
Perfect.
sure that you guys knew. And
Okay, thank you. Item 13 is agenda requests.
I will try to bring back Bicentennial if I can get hold of some people.
So Emily, I don't know if I'm live or muted. No, good.
We can hear you.
Are we looking at date? I don't know how you want to do this from a budget. I mean, I know we didn't technically spend, but we should be pretty soon. Budgets will be coming to the board, which usually we meet
Yeah.
earlier to go over stuff for each park and what we think we want. So do we still want to do that?
Yeah, so I
So
will
then
try
we-
to set up. I will try to set up a meeting in the beginning of August before our regular August meeting to have like a work session. I'll send out dates to the committee.
So are we doing a normal August meeting?
Yes.
Are you?
Emily, we're gonna have a picnic?
Are we picnicking, whatever we call this, Zoom picnic or what?
I'm ready for my hot dogs, opening day hot dogs right now.
I have to see what they allow us to do. I mean,
We can meet on the back porch and
Yeah.
cook our own hot dogs. So, okay.
Bill can't cook hot dogs for us? We have to cook our own?
Well, you know, it's
10 or
against.
Yeah, I'll cook
I would
them
be
for
more
you.
than happy to if
You
it's
just pick them up off
not
the grill
breaking
and
the
stuff it
rules
in.
of our governor.
yeah, I'll keep everybody updated.
Okay. Sounds good. Any other agenda requests? Did you decide to table M5K for this year too? Or are you still-
I haven't. I mean, it's gonna be tough, but we're not giving up at this point. I'll bring it back in August. I think a decision needs to be made then, but
Okay.
When is that one generally?
October.
October.
So with that, just, and this is more informational, I know there was a request that was sent by the Outrun Hunger folks for their run, which is usually the weekend after election. So that November I don't know, I'll make it up, the 10th, whatever that weekend is. So after the election, they traditionally have theirs that weekend. That request has been sent in. Technically, the feeling right now is that that is a function that you would not be able to do, but I don't think I would agree with Emily. You want to wait as long as you can before canceling.
I want to wait. I know at this point, you obviously want to, you don't want to pay to host a run. And there's going to get a point where we're going to be paying to host the run instead of it being the other way. So we're keeping an eye on it.
Gonna have to fish or cut bait.
Right. We'll make that decision next month.
All right. Item 14 is any other matters that we think we need to discuss right now?
Just a question for Emily.
No more questions.
I know you almost wanted to adjourn it. I assume they are working on the amendment to the agreement for Dodge Park for the other 2 fields still?
That is actually, Bob and I had a meeting about that on Friday about all the agreements. So between the 2 of us, we're gonna get these done.
You got your work off for you there, big guy.
Well,
I recruited.
Yeah, thanks. For
Good
informational purposes, the intent is to have a general agreement for everybody that uses Commerce Township property, and then have, let's say, attachment 1 that would be specific for whatever it is they do. So, one for baseball, but we would expect the baseball ones to be pretty close to being the same thing, since the services they provide and what they do aren't that different. So those type things is where these things would vary. And so we have gotten some input. We've gotten to the point where some groups just signed it and sent it in and gave no input. And there's others that gave some input, and that's been looked at and evaluated. So I think that's roughly where we are on it.
Yeah.
So we're hopeful. We're certainly closer than we've ever been.
Didn't they use the CW3 agreement as since how that was the first one?
CW3 is the farthest along, but they didn't include the field number 3 in it. So,
right.
Yeah.
No, it
So
was.
you're the farthest along. Can't you?
You know, I'm greedy, aren't I? Mine was for was for the 3rd field that left out the other 2. They were just going to do an amendment.
Well, Todd, it's only taken us 15 years to get anything we wanted done on those. So I think it's that one, right, Tim?
Right?
We'll call Phil in his office and see what they got. Right, Emily?
That's right. I'm going to call Hans, though.
Thank you.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Any
Like,
other
go watch some
matters?
baseball.
Yes. If that is all of the other matters, we could have one more motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn the meeting.
All right.
Support.
Motion by Champagne, second by Burkheiser to adjourn the meeting. And now we do
7:10.
our, we got 3 minutes.
Aye. Everybody's aye.
Bye-bye.
Aye.
Good to see
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone. It was nice
Thank
meeting
you,
you.
Ken.
Made my job very easy.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you. I just have to let this wind down, and then I'll be logging off, but feel free to log off if you'd like.